Well, the natural backup for Saka is actually the same player for club and country. It's Noni Madueke. So how do the two stack up? Saka played 1,000 more league minutes than his teammates, so beats Madueke for goals and assists, as you might expect. Breaking it down, though, to per 90 minutes, Saka just edges it for chances created. Madueke, more of a direct dribbler, you feel, is ahead for successful take-ons. But what you do get with Saka is that real defensive awareness. Take a look at runs tracking back to position. That is when you are heading back towards your own goal, getting ready to defend. Bukayo Saka makes more of those runs than Noni Madueke. And what you also get with Bukayo Saka is lots of different tricks in the bag. You feel like Madueke is more of a direct dribbler. Saka can do that, but he can also mix it up. And you think about the kind of teams and opposition that England are going to be coming up against in this tournament, they might well be facing plenty of low blocks. Saka has been one of the best this season at unlocking low blocks. These are the passes that lead to shots here, and Saka is fourth on the list alongside some brilliant names. Bruno Fernandes, who had an outstanding season, Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Doku are the top three, but there is Bukayo Saka, Noni Madueke, only 10 key passes leading to shots against low blocks. There is another alternative at right wing, potentially for Thomas Tuchel. One possible is the potential that it might also solve a different kind of selection conundrum for Thomas Tuchel. Morgan Rogers. Now, Rogers versus Bellingham has been really the shootout and the main conversation for the number 10 position. But Rogers has played on this right-hand side for England in this World Cup qualifying campaign. Here is his percentage of minutes by position. Now, obviously, 59%, the majority of his minutes have come in that number 10, but he has played on the right-hand side. 18% of his minutes have been on the right, and it is also a position that he has played for Aston Villa as well. So, Jay, what do we think? Do we think Morgan Rogers is a potential player for the right-hand side rather than Madueke? Does that then solve that thing of getting Bellingham and Rogers in?
I mean, it definitely is an option. We've seen him play there for Aston Villa. He's produced there. I think his link-up play with the forwards would be there as well, where he can come in between the lines or he can stay wide, arriving in the box as well from that wide area, back post. It's definitely an option, but I personally would be looking at Gordon on the right, because I've seen him play there as well, and he can sling balls in the box for Harry Kane. Again, he's very direct. His link-up play is good. Again, that's another option, and I like the fact that he's got the pace. And I feel like that's what Thomas Tuchel likes. He does the hard yards backwards as well, which is important, and we know that Thomas Tuchel loves that part. But when you look at Madueke and Saka, I think they got similar attributes.
Yeah.
I think Madueke's probably a bit more direct, and when he's played for England, he's done really well. But there are a lot of options there. Morgan Rogers, probably, I would say, he is more inclined to go with.
You wonder if people at home will be thinking, well, wouldn't we rather just have a fully fit other option in the squad, perhaps? Look, it brings into focus the omissions again. You know, Cole Palmer, Jared Bowen.
Phil Foden. But I think that was a surprising one for most people, Madueke getting involved in the squad, because, again, he's backup to Saka. And generally speaking, you know, you don't bring a squad player that plays in the same position into the England squad. And I think that's why players would look at it. I mean, I've got friends that would be like, you know, why not have Palmer in there then? Because, you know, he's got unbelievable ability. I'd probably say more natural ability than Madueke, but there's a question around that. But I think the reason why he's gone in it is because of his directness, and he gets back as well, the hard yards, but he's very direct.
Yeah, the one really for me is around Jared Bowen. He was the one that Thomas Tuchel said was so close to getting into that squad. I mean, I wonder what that does. I mean, look, if Saka wasn't in the squad, it would have been a huge story. We'd be talking about it from now till the end of the World Cup, or certainly when England were knocked out. But for Jared Bowen, he's got to feel super unlucky if the player who's not even fit is in there ahead of him, right?
Yes, but I mean, on some of the shows that I've done this year, we've spoken to West Ham fans, and they've said that Jared Bowen, he's got some, you know, he's got decent numbers still, but his performances haven't been that good. There's no doubt about it. He's still a fantastic player, and the question is, if he didn't get relegated, would he then be in the England squad? I'm not sure about that, but you know, he is going to be unfortunate because he probably won't play in another World Cup either.